have but one question before us. How shall this day end?
Hai avuto la montagna, non è sufficiente?
Ora la difendiamo.
Sono venuto a rivendicare una cosa che è mia.
Nice to meet you. Mirko from Italy.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Yeah, very well, thank you. So, I feel there's a bit of a Shakespearean vibe to the conference. Even the first part where he enters the scene,
a huge surprise.
It's very theatrical, you know. Do you feel the same?
I do. There was something quite epic about the character that I think Tolkien understood, but also the screenplay lent itself to that Shakespearean feel, and I looked at things like Henry V and Richard III for inspiration.
And do you think in Italy?
Hello, Alan.
Real honor to meet you.
Thank you.
So, after 6 films, as an actor, did you find any difference between the first and second trilogy?
No, I was required to play the same character, really, and not to vary it or even look different, really. So it was back to Gandalf the Grey. Of course, in Lord of the Rings, there are two Gandalfs, the grey and the white. Now, in The Hobbit, it's all grey, and I preferred him.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, you know, on-set experience and things like that.
The first one was like, you know, it was like cutting new. It was like uncharted waters. It was like this is the first time any of this stuff has been done, and it was a remarkable thing. Coming back to it was like, you know, everyone was a bit wiser, you know, a bit more experienced. So, but it's still the crazy sort of creative process that Peter Jackson does that sort of makes the films come alive in that way.
Thank you very much. There's Magneto, then there's Gandalf, and then there's Sherlock Holmes, which I can't wait to see on the big screen. And why do you think, you know, these characters are so appealing to people? I can't use.
Well, Gandalf's appealing because he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to help people, and that's why young people are very trusting of him and think of him as a sort of grandfather figure. And I think I should go and say hello to them now because they've been queuing all night.
Quei pipistrelli sono allevati per uno scopo. La guerra.
Lasciate Sauron a me.
Hey, hi, ciao.
Hi. I really love the film. Really,
thank you.
It was really heartbreaking, particularly the last part, and it's nice to see the ties to the Lord of the Rings. You know, it was important to you to tie it there, right?
Very much so. We had to do it. We had to sort of, you know, bring it full circle so that you get all the layers. So that one day somebody's going to start, you know, a generation's going to come along who will start with The Hobbit and watch the films in that order, and we always had that in our minds. So yeah.
After this trilogy, what's your take on HFR?
Oh yes, the 48 frames. Well, I'm a bit of a fan, I have to say. I mean, I now that when you see it, and you know, you don't even notice it really. I mean, but it does make watching it so much easier in 3D. I have to say.
Can you give us a little bit of an insight into the extended edition?
Yeah, there's a bit more really cool battle stuff coming, which is really awesome, which we couldn't keep any back. It's wonderful, and a couple of scenes that I think are quite emotional as well. There's some more stuff that will be surprising. Yes, definitely more Bayon. Yeah.
And there's another scene in the teaser trailer, and I think it was the charge from the hills.
Yes,
with the dwarves.
Yes, that'll be in. And there's actually quite a lot now. I'm thinking about it. I think, wow.
Around how many minutes? Do you know that?
He was saying today about at least another 20.
Ciao. I mean, motion capture is a very sort of different form of acting than just conventional acting, because you don't perform with the other actors. You actually have to imagine what's been shot beforehand and then create a character-based performance also upon something that's not even yourself, you know, like Andy Serkis creating an ape or a golem, you know, or me having to create an orc. You know, these creatures aren't who we are, so you have to possess that sort of character without even having the costume on. You know, sometimes when you put the costume on, you'll feel like a character. But to play Azog, I had to wear a tight bodysuit with little balls all over it. So I looked like an idiot, and I felt, if I felt like an idiot, I wouldn't have been able to play his strength. So you have to forget everything about your environment and then just put in a really solid performance from inside of yourself out, you know,
And were there any talks then about, you know, playing a prosthetic character, you know, using prosthetic for your character, or it was all the way CGI, you know, motion capture?
I was always with motion capture, yeah. I mean, but the thing is like I think Andy Serkis put it that it was actually adds another dimension to the acting that you have to do. You know, it's kind of one of these things where you think like, well, you don't see the person, so you know, is it really acting? Well, the thing is that it's even, you know, it's another layer to the onion. You know, you've actually got to fill those characters out. You know, like Andy Serkis and Gollum. I mean, it was extraordinary. I mean, he really should have got an Academy Award nomination for that performance because motion capture will have a big part of the future. You know.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine. What about you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
So there was a bit more action for you this time.
Yes.
So how did you prepare that?
I got to work with the Taekwondo champion, so I got to learn how to kickbox and punch with him. I also got to learn how to sword fight and roll. I even hurt my nose at one point, banging onto a bit that I'd completely misjudged.
What about Luke Evans? Did you learn something from him after this experience?
Did I learn from?
Luke Evans.
Oh, from Luke. From Luke, yeah, I did. You know, you take a little thing from everybody you meet, and with Luke, he was such a friendly guy, and I just learned how to. He helped me a lot. He helped me relax. He helped me. You know, he talked to me about the scenes. So yeah, he's a cool guy.
And are you doing something else in the film industry?
Yes, I'm heading out to Austria and Italy next week. I'm doing a film called Man in the Box out there.
Where are you filming?
In north of Milan.
Oh, okay.
So in the northern Italy, yeah. So that'll be fun.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into what you're doing next?
No, I can't. It'll be announced in about a week's time, so you'll know by then.
Where am I next? I just shot a series for the BBC called Poldark. It's out in, early next year, and I'm doing a movie in January.
Can you tell us about the Cinque Armate? I mean, the book has got an introduction by Jackson. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, well, I'll be doing a signing here in London on December 4th for the first book in my series of children's storybooks, The Cinque Armate, which I'm very excited to have accomplished, and very, very proud to be a published author and have a book on bookshelves. And I think so far it's been so well received. Children love it, adults are excited about it, and I couldn't be happier. It's a dream come true for me.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Un giorno ricorderò tutto quello che è successo, il bene, il male, quelli che sono sopravvissuti e quelli che non lo sono.
And you know, the hashtag for this film is one last time. What about your first time on set and your last time?
My first day on set was stressful and horrific because I was given the scene the night before, and I was commanding a cast of 8 different people, and I was doing the healing chant, the Elvish healing chant over Keely's leg, and I felt very unprepared, and I really like to be prepared, so it was terrifying. And then my last day on set was wonderful, and I came with gifts for my team, and we cracked a bottle of champagne or two, and celebrated the incredible accomplishment of having done it.
So, could you tell me something you always remember about this experience, and something instead you'd rather forget?
I don't think I'll remember. I think I'll never forget this. What I'd like to forget, freezing, you know, up a mountain, you know. I'll not forget that. In a place called Paradise in New Zealand, and it was bloody cold.
Oh my gosh, this film I cherish every moment. Really, it's been a real life-changing experience. Of course, I never want to put the makeup on again, ever. But that feeling of it taking it off is incredible. That never gets boring. Okay. But yes, I say get rid of the makeup, but my friends that I'm taking with me are fantastic.
No, I mean, it's the people I met. People like him, people like Ian. I just loved meeting the people I met. You know, working with Peter was a real highlight for me.
I'll always remember, as much as the film was amazing to make, it was the people that made it. You know, it was working with Peter and Fran and Philippa and the cast and the people that, you know, my driver and the people that cooked our food. These people are amazing, and they're the ones that I remember. Their faces I'll always have in my memory.
I mean, there were just some moments on set that were just extraordinary. You know, in this movie, there's a scene with me and Luke Evans and, you know, the great Ian McKellen looking up at Richard Armitage and all the dwarfs, and then Billy Connolly comes in at the end. I mean, it's just like, it's a privilege to be a part of this cast, and I'll miss working with them.
You know what? Just meeting, just making friends like I did, like this guy, for so long. You know, just being in New Zealand and with these incredible people, working on the scale that we did with amazing directors like Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis, and the whole experience was phenomenal. To pick out one or two is really quite difficult, actually.
There's nothing I want to forget about this experience at all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Mi seguirete un'ultima volta.